Greetings. I'm Derek Green. I'm excited to actually be able to see all of my fellow cohorts and show you my face. Welcome. This is for class SEC 502, our survey for graduate students and who are going to be getting into secondary education. I'm currently going to be doing the humanities aspect of it and using those goals and expectations for that genre. We are having a video of the professional dispositions of learners, as well as for us as learners, but also the ones we value as educators. There are about 7. They are high expectations, respect for the diversity of others, fairness, professional conduct, reflection, curiosity, honesty, compassion, and advocacy, and then finally dedication. Of those, the 3 that really resonate with me the most are reflection, curiosity, and dedication. And I really view reflection and curiosity as a partnership, as a duo, in the sense that they are something that you should have at the same. One will not be as effective without the other. Curiosity can be great, but being nosy without looking at yourself can be a big negative. And being reflective without the understanding that there is outside growth and there's outside goals can hinder you and keep you from actually getting better, because you can be sort of very self-destructive. And I think that's something that everybody deals with, not just people who are trying to learn or educate, just human beings in general. And dedication to me is highly effective because it is like discipline, and is going to be what gets you through the hard moments and the things that you don't want to do. And there's going to be those things no matter what. Even if you, like us, who have chosen to be in grad school and who are choosing to take on more debt, this is something that we want to do. And I think that dedication and discipline shows, and it behooves us. As a teacher, I know that those are the things that I want to embody for my students, because as the Grand Canyon University definition states, these reflection and curiosity create lifelong learners. And that sort of thing is going to always behoove people and create stronger thinkers. The questions that we are going to be reviewing is, what is the teacher's role in supporting those learners and educators and improving planning and practice? It's our purpose as educators to guide students, to support them in what they find interesting, and give them the skills to be able to explore it. All of us have something that we find exceptionally interesting, and that's what we want to teach at the secondary level. I forget the quote specifically, so I'm going to paraphrase, but it says that undergrad is something you do for money, grad school is something you do for love, and professional doctoral degrees are something you do for learning. So what you do for grad school is something you love and something you love to teach. So you want everybody else to enjoy that same thing. Me, English, literature, writing, those sorts of things. But I also understand that not everyone is going to love and be as interested in those things as I am. And so I also want to be able to teach students how to learn, how to be curious, how to look at the way they see the world and the way others see the world, and to really take it into account and understand that it is their value individually is important, because everyone's value individually is important. And so with that sort of thought process, these three dispositions, like I said, reflection, curiosity, and dedication, are what I possess at the highest degree. Though I strongly agree with all the dispositions, I think a teacher needs to have those 7 things plus whatever, plus very many more. But these 3 for me are obviously most important, and I think they also come because I was a student athlete, and there are a lot of things in the world that, especially after you get through undergraduate, your undergraduate degree, you go out into the world for many years and you just experience life. I think to be able to go back to school and know that you have more to learn and more to do is something that comes from self-reflection, and it comes from your curiosity and desire to get better and to learn more and to challenge yourself. And like I said, dedication is the steps every day to get there. So those things are very important and very useful. And I think the thing that I may need to work on the most is going to be the compassion, believe it or not. I have always been a little bit of a tough guy, personally. Being raised as an athlete kind of gives you a harder skin, a little bit less room for excuses, which can come across as unwilling to listen to others and a little brash or hard to deal with, especially in today's day and age where there's just a lot more sensitivity. And I've learned that a lot of times the hard way in a lot of my other professions. So I definitely know that that's going to be something I personally have to work on. The other, whatever these things often create a personal bias, and especially if you were to be, your dedication or your curiosity, like I said, is more centered around some selfish goal or selfish desire, you are going to be less effective in actually creating it in other people. I think what it's going to do is create resentment. Let's say like I said, your curiosity is at such a level that you have these higher expectations of your students, but these higher expectations are unattainable. This curiosity, you force your students to be interested in something maybe they're not interested in. You make them highly research something that's really out of their realm, or just not, like I said, not something they're interested in. And so you create resentment in your students and the people who you're trying to get to embody this thing. I've often reflected on the fact that we have so few readers as adults because they were forced to read such boring and such boring literature that has no contemporary value for them, right? High school students don't need to be reading Jane Eyre. I love Jane Eyre and I love those sorts of books, but that's definitely literature that you want to be reading at the college level, because a 15, 16-year-old, that's just not important to them. That language is not involved. They have their language is slang, and their slang is here. And this language is from 1800 English, there's no bigger gap. And so you have to be able to know that what is truly effective and what will help your students overall. I think that this is all very important, and I'm really excited to be able to introduce this to my class and also have a means of using this and learning it and really being effective and taking it to the next step and always being a great learner and adding these other dispositions to my toolbox. Thank you, guys. Look forward to seeing the rest of your answers to these video submissions and continuing to work together through our grad program.